What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Northern Minutemen podcast. I'm Mike, joined here by Sam.
Howdy, howdy.
Well, it's good to be back here and visit with you all again. Um, we've increased a bit in numbers with people that are following us, which is exciting because it's always nice to grow your fan base and people
Mhm.
are listening to what we're saying, and it's encouraging. So we really appreciate that for everybody that follows us and tunes into to our episodes and listens to what we have to say. I think the biggest reason why we have this podcast is to generate conversation about sensitive topics.
Yep.
And when you get down to it, what the media makes you think is a sensitive topic isn't really a sensitive topic at all. It needs to be discussed.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad we do that on this podcast. Um, so, yeah. Um, so, what's been going on? It's been a week and a half.
Oh, man.
And I know in my life, it's back road, easy street, and on the outside looking in, it's wild at off grid. And so what's been going on? Anything new in the last week?
Uh, wow. Well, business has been busy with suppressors, a lot of suppressor sales, onboarding new dealers, making deals with new distributors. Business end's been really, really good. It seems like the industry is all cans, no guns. And it's across America. Like, gun sales across America have like plummeted to the lowest of lows, and can sales are like absolutely just skyrocketing, and we're seeing that here. Everybody I talk to is saying the same thing, like, gun sales are down, the economy's really slow, but the can business is really, really busy.
Is that normal for this time of year?
Dude, nothing is normal anymore.
No.
There's no way to there's no I mean, we've never had a $0 tax stamp. Um,
Sure. So this is all new.
yeah. So I feel sorry for shops that are not in the can business
Yeah.
because they're really missing the mark. A lot of stores are scared of the suppressor business because of the amount of paperwork you have to do, but honestly, it's not hard.
Yeah, it's really not. I mean, it takes time,
Yeah.
but it's
And then in life, my kids rolled one of our vehicles.
yeah.
I had one kid with a broken wrist and a broken thumb. Actually, they found the broken thumb a week after they fixed her wrist. So that was a surprise. The hospital was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we missed this before, but she has a broken thumb too."
Tell me you've got a strong kid without telling me you've got a strong kid. By the way, you've got a broken thumb. Oh,
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, whatever."
yeah.
So we've been going back and forth to Brainerd to the hand specialist.
You got some tough children, man.
I preached at church last Sunday because Pastor Chris and a team of people are in Guatemala building homes.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just busy, man. Like
Every part of your life is
every
busy.
part, family's busy, the church part's busy, the business part's busy.
And I bet it's tricky because you don't wanna turn it off, but you wish you could. Kinda
I agree with that statement.
yeah.
Yeah. It'd be nice to just step back and
Yep.
sit on a beach for a day in between all this mess.
And the kinda day where you leave your watch at home
Yeah,
and the
leave the
sun
phone
never
at home.
sets. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
leave the phone at home.
Yeah, I'll tell you from my perspective, it's amazing to see what you're doing. And I'm just watching. I am immensely thankful by the majority of my phone calls are from people that say, "Hey, I got your number at Off Grid.
Yeah,
Can
heck
you
yeah.
can you thread a barrel?"
Yes.
And I mean, what is going on here at Off Grid Armory and the $0 tax stamp has been a gift and a blessing for Northern Minnesota gunsmithing. But even on my busiest day, I think I've got a fraction of what goes on here.
Dude, I wouldn't wish it on anybody, honestly.
I mean,
It's a blessing to be busy, but at the same time, it's like, we need to hire more people.
yeah.
That's where we're at. We need to hire more people. Like, I could probably use 3 or 4 more people here, honestly.
So it's just like the commercial says, I need Indeed. Indeed, you do.
I know that commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't pay me to say that. So
And this half hour is sponsored by Indeed. No,
Yeah,
no, actually, it wasn't.
no, it's
You know what?
exciting,
I can see us in 6 months doing this podcast. We're gonna have, like, NASCAR jackets on with, like, logos all over them. Be like, "Sponsored by
right?
Kleenex,
Kleenex or,
Coca-Cola."
you draw the line when Trojan wants to sponsor your podcast.
Yeah. Actually, this next half hour is sponsored by South of the Border. You
Hey,
got
look at
one
that.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, south of the border.
Have you been there?
No, no, I haven't. I do know I wanted to go to Tijuana a few times, when I was in the Marine Corps, but every single time I wanted to go to Tijuana, there was a travel advisory and
Dude,
you
South of the Border is in South Carolina.
oh, this place,
Yeah.
not south of
Yeah,
our
it's on
border.
the other coast.
I've not been there either. Now I feel like I need to buy a plane ticket
You
and
are
get back
making
in a
my
few
day
days.
over here.
It's not intentional. My head hurts. But what else is new? No, is it,
It's a giant tourist trap for the East Coast. So East Coast people, when they leave like New Jersey or New York and they're driving down to Florida for the week, you drive right through south of the border in South Carolina. It is a giant tourist trap and everybody stops because it's awesome. It's basically wall drug of the East Coast.
okay. Have you been to Wild Drug?
Yes,
I've
many
been
times.
I've been there so many I can't count. It's
You got to stop and get your free ice water.
yep. I would stop there and put gas in my patrol car going to and from, like, Pennington County. Um, and I gotta tell you, for as much advertising as Wild Drug has, it was kind of a letdown.
Yeah.
You almost expect it to be like when you crest the hill going into Vegas, you're
Yeah.
like, "No, it wasn't it at all."
It is. It's a small company that markets big.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I know the
think
first time I went there, I thought the same thing. I was like, "This is it?
yeah. Like on,
They got you to stop. That's all they're trying to do is get you to stop."
in, Dumb and Dumber when they think they're in, the Smoky Mountains, and he says, "That John Denver is full of."
Yeah, I remember that scene, yeah.
That's kinda what I thought when I went to Wild Drug is, "You gotta be kidding me, this I could have just
Yeah,
Googled this."
yep, and
However, when you keep going and you go to the Badlands National Park, that is somewhere I wouldn't mind getting lost with Bear Grylls,
yeah.
just because then I know I'd be able to make it out alive.
What is it about Bear Grylls?
The survivalist, the
Yeah,
adventure, and
I mean,
he's done a few episodes there.
there's other people I'd rather get lost in the backwoods with than Bear Grylls.
I mean, I wouldn't mind getting lost with my wife back there, but,
There you go, that's better.
yeah, maybe yeah, Bear Grylls would probably get me try to eat something raw that I wouldn't wanna eat.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know, my kids are a big fan of Man vs. Wild, and he just wrote a book, um, titled "The Greatest Story Ever Told" about Jesus Christ,
Hmm,
and he's a big Christian.
really?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
written by Bear Grylls.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, I got it on my Kindle, it's on my next book to read. But just seeing him grow as, from this, um, chasing the business of, like, Man vs. Wild and
Mhm.
Running Wild with Bear Grylls.
Chasing the popularity of it,
Mhm.
being famous.
Now he's a family man, and, it was kind of I think we have followed him for so long to kinda see where he's at now. It's encouraging. I don't know, but, yeah, I do wanna see what he put into that book, and, um, yeah,
I'm
I
currently reading The Handler by M.P. Woodward.
yeah, how is that?
It's amazing. So Jack Carr came out. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a huge Jack Carr fan. Humongous. If you've never read any of his books, buy them all. They're incredible. Met Jack Carr, amazing guy. Giving him suppressors, amazing guy. Anyways, I recently found out he's partnering with MP Woodward. He's doing what Tom Clancy did, where he brought on a co-author
Mhm.
so that he can write more books. And so he's aligned himself with this author. And I was like, well, if he's aligning himself with this author, he must be as good as he is. And I am not disappointed.
The Handler.
Yeah, it's a CIA.
Who?
Uh, it's all about espionage and counter espionage, and it's got operators in there operating, and it's lovely. I'm very pleased with it so far. It's Russia versus USA. Very believable story.
That's always good.
It is. It's always exciting.
It's like that Miracle on Ice movie,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
So I think I've asked you this before, but you've read, I can't think of the name of the book, but Cotton Malone, The
Oh yeah.
Templar, Knights of
The
the Templar.
Knights of the Templar. I read that one based off your recommendation, and I was not disappointed.
Yeah.
That was quite good.
That was his first book of the Cotton Malone series.
Really?
Yeah, and it's my favorite.
Hmm.
Like, there's such good character development in that story through, everybody who has a part of that story, and their character development is given to you at the right times, and it's just hard to put that book down.
Yeah.
And there are a couple, I think there's I'm gonna say 17 or 20 books in the Cotton Malone series.
So the Templars are alive and well in
Yeah.
that book,
Mhm.
and the world is convinced they went away like 800 years ago,
Yep.
and they are alive and well, just hiding in the shadows.
Yeah. And it's,
It's a great storyline.
mm, I think my favorite part about Steve Barry is the historical research and the historical monuments that are, brought relevant into the story.
That's the part of any author that I think would be the hardest to do would be to
Yeah.
do the back end research. Like even in these books where they're like, he's in this certain city and he turned on this street and it's by that restaurant and they're well known for this. Like that's research.
I've watched
Tons of it.
yeah, I've watched a few master classes from a few authors, and I think the most beneficial uh, advice giver is the gentleman that wrote the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name right
Dan
now.
Brown.
Thank you, Dan Brown, an
Yep.
amazing author, and extremely
I just read his book, Secret of Secrets.
yeah,
That's the newest one he just wrote.
and it's
It was a little disappointing.
was it really?
I didn't enjoy it.
Have you read Da Vinci Code?
Yep. Da Vinci Code, by the way, was very controversial in the church.
Yeah,
I remember when it came out, everybody was like, if you read this book, you're not a believer and it's not biblical. And yeah,
but it is fiction. Uh,
that's what I said. It's fiction.
yeah.
Like I can read fiction and not be swayed by it.
Hmm.
Like it's not going to, like if I read a book of fiction, it doesn't change my rock bed truths.
In Christianity and in your faith.
It doesn't change anything. It's purely entertainment. And I was like, I'm gonna read it
Yeah,
anyways. And I read the book and I was like, this doesn't change anything. It's
right.
that was entertaining. It's the ending is kind of dumb, but I was like, whatever, that's
Yep.
cool.
I mean, how kind of a side note, but how wonderful is it to have that kind of peace of mind in your faith?
It's calming.
Yeah,
Like I can watch the
calming.
news and it's not gonna change my rock bed truths.
Yep.
I can read anything in print, it's not gonna change my rock bed truths. But there's people who are afraid of being exposed to lies. I mean, the world is full of lies.
I think people, the same people, are so afraid of the truth
Yeah.
that they embrace the false narrative just to be accepted in society.
Yeah.
And
Well, how many people are woke because it's trendy? It's the hip thing to do is to be anti-ICE.
yeah,
I mean, if you want to be popular, if you want to be well known, be anti-ICE. That's the narrative that I see on the news.
my niece, I came across, I got tagged in a thread somehow on Facebook from my parents were uh, commenting on how, yeah, they're MAGA conservatives, but they're not extremists or something like that. And then my niece, my only niece, I shouldn't say that. My brother, my biological brother, her
Hmm.
biological daughter, like on that side, on my side of the family, it's the only niece I have.
Hmm.
Only anything, but she's very, very much a polar opposite. And her comment was extremely charged, extremely hateful, and what blew me away was it was laced with Bible verses that supported her woke view.
Yeah. You know what? I actually have people on Facebook. So I'm a believer.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to throw my belief in people's faces. I'm just going to live my life. I'm going to live it the way that I'm convicted to live it. And that's how I roll. But I have people that drop Bible verses onto my Facebook page trying to point their finger at me that I'm doing something wrong. And I'm like, "What is this?
Yeah, it's
Who What?" I appreciate the fact that you just dropped a Bible verse on there, but you're trying to imply that I am a greedy person?
yeah, it
It's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa. You don't even know me.
yeah,
I am the least greedy person you will ever meet in your life."
it should be embarrassing,
But people do use scripture as a weapon. I have witnessed it.
but I wish that they knew it was using an empty magazine,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
It's when you no one will ever be perfect. We will always use the Bible as our roadmap to life. But when there are people who only turn to the Bible and the Bible verses,
To point a finger at you,
right?
to imply that you're doing
It's like,
something wrong.
let me dust the
It's
half
like
inch of dust off this Bible,
it's like,
and
"Yo, you don't need to point your finger at me, man. I'm already pointing my own fingers at myself."
exactly. Like, you don't like, the spotlight is on me already,
Yeah, I
and
don't
I'm
need you to
yeah,
shine another one.
yeah, sit down before you embarrass yourself further.
Exactly.
Let's talk about this. But yeah, I was able to pull it up, and it I don't know. You know, I have my faiths and I have my preferences and everything else, but she went on a deep end about extremism, being a bigot, and following a pedophilic Nazi dictator. Of course, she's pointing a finger at our president, which again is just
That one's been used a lot too, and I'm just like, "Okay,
right.
next."
Just because somebody you believe said something you bought into doesn't make it truth. And she's the kind of person who buys into that stuff
Yeah.
because it's just another heap of coal
Dude, the
on.
name calling that's in that is like the rule book. The rule book that your niece follows, those are the terms that they use play after play after play after play, and you're just like, "Okay, yeah, next."
And that playbook's about a half a page long.
Yeah. I l
Attack them.
and I love the First Amendment.
Yeah,
Good for her. You can
yeah,
say whatever you want. Doesn't affect
absolutely.
me at all.
And the same First Amendment keeps me at reading it and moving on.
Yeah.
You know,
Next.
you can uh, you can say what you want, and I don't have an opinion. You know, I remember when she was a young child, and I miss that version
Yeah.
where it was innocence.
We always do.
And you know, the relationship with her parents didn't work out, and whatever and wherever she gets her influencing from, or in the past got it from,
Yeah.
is heartbreaking.
Have you, so I'm guessing that when you were younger, if you would've read something like that with a comment like that directed at you, it would have made you exceedingly angry.
And by younger, you meant 5 years ago? Yeah.
5, 10,
Then,
15, 20
yeah.
years ago, you would have been exceedingly angry.
I
Now that you're an older man, how does it make you feel?
I don't waste the energy on it.
Amen.
Like, and again, you said it was calming and it's freeing to be be grounded in your faith and to
Mhm.
truly know who you are. That is a sense of accomplishment that I think once you have finally reached that level of true peace and quiet,
Nobody has reached true. No.
well,
Yeah.
you know, there is peace in finally figuring out who you are, what you'll stand for, what you won't stand for, what you will give your energy toward.
Mhm.
And when you realize that grabbing your smartphone or your keyboard and, you know, attacking while you hide behind that keyboard, attacking somebody else and what they said, it doesn't do anything for anybody,
Right.
but it can make you look like a fool.
Mhm. Oh, and I have looked like a fool many a time.
Mhm. Do you know how every so often on Facebook you get this date in history and it brings all the stuff up and you're
Yeah.
like, "Forgot about that."
Oh, by the way, this date in history, today is Off Grid's 11th birthday.
Today.
Today.
Well, you're about to get some
Today.
happy birthday.
Yep. Facebook reminded me Karen was sitting down behind a computer and we registered the name Off Grid Armory LLC. with the Secretary of State.
That's exciting. That's a big deal.
Yep.
11
No
years.
building, no business, no inventory, nada. 11 years ago today.
And look at how far you've come.
All we had was a name.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't arrived anywhere. We just have more now than we did then. More headaches.
Well, yeah, but you've got an address now.
We have an address and headaches.
How old is the storefront?
This store is 6 years old now.
Wow.
Yep. Time flies. Yeah, we were in the garage for 5 and here for 6.
I do remember the first time I had ever seen anything Off-Grid Armory related was a video on Facebook, and you were talking about guns, like, your unboxings.
Yeah, unboxing videos.
Um, yeah, that was the first, and it was in a garage or a shop, or it certainly wasn't here,
Nope.
you know? Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
A long time ago.
11 years. See, it sounds like a long time, but honestly, it feels like last week.
Do you know what feels like last week is my transplant?
How long ago was that?
Almost 2 years.
Dude, and it feels like last week.
It does.
Time is an elusive, weird animal.
Yep. I wish I could slow it down when I spend time with my kids, 'cause
Yep.
now my youngest is like, you know, they don't just hug your knee anymore, they
Mhm.
want your wallet.
So, what is the one thing that everybody wants on their deathbed?
More time?
That's the one thing.
Yeah.
Time. It isn't more money.
Mhm.
It isn't more businesses. It isn't more sales. It's time.
Yeah, and I think it's for a number of reasons, not maybe because you wanna do it over again, or you wanna do it right, or you wanna right some wrongs, or you wanna work harder to remember things that you
Yeah.
forgot.
It's where the value's at.
That's my biggest, of all those things that keep me awake at night, I think the one thing that keeps me awake the most is struggling to remember when my kids were younger.
Dude, I can't that's a good point. I don't remember my kids as babies and toddlers.
Yeah.
I know when I picture David in my mind, I see David the way he is now.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I look at pictures of him when he was like 8 years old and he's like, look at this snot nosed kid. I just want to throw him around. Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad, and I think a large part of why I couldn't remember it was because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I was in the military or on the highway patrol or just wasn't home.
Yep.
And Kate, with her iPhone, took tons and tons of pictures that, I never saw, just because she took them to have them, or maybe with the intent of showing them, and I just, life happens, you never see them.
Yep.
And then our son Cole put her smartphone with like 14,000 pictures on it in a cup of water.
Oh no.
Yeah. And she turned it on too early and it burned up. And this was back when I was working on the highway patrol in South Dakota, and there was no hope in recovering that data. And I just said, Hang on to it someday, maybe." And last year, there's this guy I follow on Facebook who does data recovery for computers and everything else. I sent him her smartphone, and just I will say, before I sent him the smartphone, I would watch video after video of this amazing technology, and the efforts he would go through to recover data on an iPhone. And I had probably watched 40 videos of him recovering data on iPhones before I said, "Let's try this," because these are all the pictures of our kids when they were babies and everything
Yep.
else that I had never seen.
Yep.
And for her birthday, I was able to give her a memory stick with all those recovered pictures.
Seriously.
Yeah. And I got a file on this computer here that says Kate's recovered iPhone pictures, and and like, it brings me to tears sometimes seeing pictures of Logan when he was a little dude that I never
Right.
for the first time in my life, I'm seeing
Yeah.
these versions and these pictures
That's
of this
awesome.
yeah.
That is
And
awesome. Yeah,
and
because Logan is huge, man.
he's like 6 inches taller than me
I
now.
know, that dude is huge.
Every time he wants to give me a hug, it's like,
He's a gentle giant.
"Yeah, he is." He is, and, I feel so bad that now that I work for myself, and, the burden that of not remembering my children grew as time went on, and as you have more children, you start to miss more.
Yeah.
And then when Mason came along and I resigned from the highway patrol, something clicked.
Yep.
and I kept having my eyes on the moment more often, and I remember more of Mason as a kid, and I keep that to myself because I don't have a favorite, but I don't need my kids to hear that, "Hey, I remember more about him,
Yeah.
but he's not my favorite," you know?
That's just how it is, man.
So, now I have my eyes open, and I even though I have to look up to Logan, I wanna make sure that I tell myself this all the time, several times a day, remember this, because 'cause I've hit my head a lot, and I'll likely forget it, but you gotta remember these moments because you blink and they're off with a friend or they're going to work or yeah, they're not that little dude anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
I
he
think the older that I've gotten, I've come to realize that, those memories you have that you always remember, but there's so much of your life that you don't remember.
Mhm.
Like there's these snapshots, like if something traumatic happens, like it's seared into your mind and you remember it forever. Um, Everybody has those. So when my kids were in a vehicle rollover, my son was driving, had the cruise control set, hit a patch of ice, went off the road, and the vehicle rolled. Not his fault. He's an amazing driver, super attentive. Everybody was wearing a seatbelt. Like everything he did was above board. And then when the vehicle rolled, he went through the vehicle and he unbelted everybody and made sure that everybody got out of the vehicle, like protector, strong and a protector. So when I get to the scene, I'm in my truck and I'm getting ready to jump out. And I heard this voice inside of me that said, "Be careful with your words." And I was like, what does this mean? And basically, what I heard inside of me was, in this moment, you're either going to break a relationship or you're going to make a relationship stronger. Because as a father, what would you do? You jump out, your oldest son was driving the car, all of your kids were in the vehicle. You either react in anger or you rejoice that everybody is safe. And I chose to act in love in that moment. And I went up and gave my son a giant hug, gave all my kids a giant hug. And I told them, I said, "This is not your fault. Don't feel guilt. Don't feel shame. It's okay. Like accidents happen, they happen to everybody."
Yeah.
And my relationship with my son has been like 1,000 times better since that moment.
I bet that trust is amazing.
But dude, as a young man, like if I had a son that did that, I probably would have taken him right to the ground and choked him.
Yeah. I was thinking to myself, ten years ago, I would have been on fire getting out of a vehicle, like,
That's right.
"What did you do to my car?"
Yes. And I told him, I said, "I don't care about that vehicle
Right.
at all. I don't
Uh,
care about it at all." He felt so bad. He felt so bad. I mean, a brand new Honda Civic. They're not cheap.
yeah.
They're not super expensive either, but they're not cheap.
Yeah.
I was like, "I don't care about the car at all. Don't even worry about it.
My grand
All I care about are the people that came out of that vehicle. That is it."
One of the last times I'd seen my grandfather, he said something that I think has become a cornerstone in who I am today, because I was upset about a truck that I did something to, but he said, "It'll fix.
Yeah.
It'll fix. Mike, it's just a truck. It'll fix." And
Yeah.
it just it clicked, like,
Yeah, when you're young, your problems always seem like they're just so terrible.
right?
There's no way out from this. That is a lie.
Last night, I was threading drilling scope holes on my own Savage 22 rifle, the same one that I short barreled,
Yep.
because I wanted a rail on it, and I am extremely a perfectionist when because you one mistake, one direction, and the scope rail doesn't sit flush, you can't
Yeah.
get the screws,
Yep.
and 3 of the holes were flawless, and I
Mhm.
rushed the 4th one, and it's screwed the whole
It's
thing up.
kittywampus. You only need 3 to hold on the base, by the way.
Yeah. On a 22, do you really need more than 1?
You know, you need 2 and that's it. You got 3, that's
Uh,
overkill.
but I was out there all night, and things were looking good, and as soon as I saw that, my head started to glow, and I was mad, and then it'll fix.
Mhm.
And I shut the lights off and went in the house, and I didn't let it bother me the rest of the night. Now, it still
Yep.
sucks that I ruined the receiver, but I woke up thinking to myself, I can just I if as far as cosmetics go, I can throw a screw hole in there with some Loctite and be done with it, or
Yep.
the cap of a screw.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter. I'm gonna kill squirrels on the bird feeder with this thing. It's not a prize piece or a show
Right.
piece. And I reminded myself, like, "Man, grandpa made a lot of sense. It'll
Mhm.
fix. It's just a gun."
Yep.
But the scars that I have and the pain and the memories from experiences of car accidents that you walked away from,
Yep.
this one body that you have,
Mhm.
sometimes it won't fix. You have your scars to remind you, slow down and take it easy. But the human, the heart, the body, the memories, the interactions from certain situations, sometimes those won't fix.
Yeah.
And
Well, I knew that David would remember this
mhm,
forever.
yeah,
How I react when I jump out of my truck. He's gonna remember this moment forever because it's traumatic. Those don't go away.
no,
You remember those and you replay them over and over and over and over again. And what do I want him to remember? Do I want him to see a dad filled with rage? Or do I want him to see a dad that's just rejoicing and praising God that his kids are alive?
yeah, it's reactions like that that I'm convinced that you've got to be his hero.
I'm just trying to be.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be.
because
Yeah.
those are the kinds of reactions that make your kids want to come home when they move out.
Exactly. But I want him to
And
leave.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Get out of my house and go start a family of your own.
But come back.
Let me see my grandkids once in a while. That is a comment I've told myself to when I'm parenting and when you're like I have a daughter that's dating now and I hate it. I mean, he's a wonderful kid, but I don't like him because he's dating my daughter.
Exactly.
And
Yep.
I just I don't like that she's growing up. I hate it.
I totally 100%
Um,
approve of this message.
because you have Logan, who you've said is a gentle giant, and he is, and
Yeah.
he
It's
is.
different when it's your son.
It's odd how that's
It's
yeah.
different. Your son, it's like, cool, you're dating a girl? Awesome. Is she nice? Is she
Mhm.
good looking? Cool, good for you.
Yeah.
A daughter, it's like I have a 13-year-old daughter and she's a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, when she starts looking at boys, I'm gonna be like, "Oh my lord, this is not happening."
Is there a brochure you can give her on being a nun?
A nunnery.
Have you thought about this?
I'm gonna find one. A nunnery.
Yeah, Savannah is cut from the same cloth, but has a completely different pattern. I know Logan really likes this, someone,
We probably should change the subject.
yeah, but
Yeah. Do your
he
kids listen to this podcast?
no,
They're gonna kill you.
that's okay, but he goes so slow, like, I have 0 concern,
Mhm.
like, I think he's afraid of getting caught holding someone's hand,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
and I wish they were all like that, but
Yep.
Savannah is like,
Yep.
"Let me sneak this phone into my room and take pictures," or I just
Yep.
I don't, but
Yep.
I don't want it to get to that point,
Yep.
and it'll get there years before it ever will
I've
with
had
anyone else,
daughters. I know where this goes.
and it scares me,
It's terrifying.
and I just
I pulled one of my daughter's boyfriends out of his pickup by his shirt collar.
you
I yanked him out of his truck by his shirt collar with 2 hands, and I threw him up against his truck. And I'm telling you, I've never seen a ghost in my life. This dude was a ghost.
yeah.
He was terrified. And I felt so bad after, but I was like, you know what? It was justified
Yep.
in my mind.
Mm.
Change the subject.
It it has to be.
Yeah.
That is your daughter,
Right. But it's
and
different when it's a son. When it's a son, you're like, whatever, it's fine.
I think it's because your son can't get pregnant
There's that. And I think we're hypocrites.
to an extent.
Yes. Because we're male. So we're like, you know what? It's whatever. It's
Well,
fine.
you gotta be thinking like, "That young man doing that to me?"
And I can't bring a life home with me.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
level.
Yeah. But it's I I don't want anyone to do to my daughter what I
And women are more precious than men are,
oh,
aren't they?
they're priceless.
If the ship is sinking, who gets on the lifeboat first?
Women and kids.
Amen.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I
Their
think
lives have more value,
and we as their fathers will always I will always be my daughter's protector.
right? We would die to save them.
If I find out that they were on vacation in Africa and someone hauled off and slapped my daughter, I'm getting on a plane,
Yeah.
you
You'd
know?
turn into Liam Nielsen.
or Jason Bourne.
I'm coming to find you.
Or, Taken, yeah,
The Taken movies.
yeah. I don't
I
know who you are.
Someday, dude, I'm going completely off grid, and I'm being Liam Neeson.
Oh,
I will
man.
find you.
Wear a GoPro so we can all see what happens.
You have messed with the wrong family.
Yeah. I think part of the reason why we as fathers feel the way we do
I
and
have a unique set of skills.
can you say this for me? Good luck. I told you I would find you. But, I'm more willing to beat my son than my daughter,
Amen.
you know,
Yep.
and there's yeah, we're hypocrites.
We are
Let's
totally
move on.
let's
Let's
move on.
I don't know.
Change the
I think
subject
I'm trying to convince
quick.
myself of what's to
The
come, but,
ship is sinking, dude. Let's go
um,
somewhere else.
you know, I wanted to comment on this article I'd read from, about the Trump administration and the Department of Veterans Affairs. They're making major changes to policies that have been implemented and in place for decades.
What are they changing?
Um, if there was a veteran who had a fiduciary appointed to help manage their benefits and affairs, they were flagged on the NICS system and weren't allowed to own a firearm.
What?
Yeah. If they had a fiduciary appointed to manage their benefits, because for decades, having a fiduciary meant that the veteran was reported to the NICS system as being
Mentally
mentally
deficient.
deficient, or as they said, mentally defective.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and effective immediately. Effective immediately, it's undone. Um, you know,
That is not a disqualifying factor.
I had
I did not know that, by the way.
when I was on kidney dialysis, my wife was my caregiver,
Mhm.
helped to schedule things, helped to manage things, helped to pay finances. My kidneys were failing, and with dirty blood running through my system,
You
my
can't even
mind and
think
my
straight.
right,
Yep.
and because of that, I wasn't able to own a firearm.
Yep.
And thankfully, I had no I had no desire to own one. Um, and uh, I think my saving grace was before I ever started dialysis. I had my FFL,
Mhm.
and because I had the FFL, um, that was a saving grace. I never had any issues
Yeah,
with
because I mean, when you're an FFL, it's the entity that is holding the items, not you as a person.
yeah, yeah. It's a good point, but
It's like a corporation.
it amazes me how you punish the veteran for asking for help,
You know what? Unfortunately, asking for help usually comes with punishment,
and you and it
but you weigh the options. I'm always going to ask for help.
yeah, but you serve your country and then you turn around and ask the government or the departments of your government for help,
Mhm.
and then you're punished by the very government you served.
Yep.
I don't know if it should have gone to that extent
Yep.
because they said that because you're mentally defective, you
Well, how many
shouldn't.
people in our country do you think have mental problems, mental illness problems?
By whose standard? The governments or the hospitals?
Well, I guess it doesn't matter, but how many people do you think have mental illness problems or they have issues with something and they're afraid to ask for help because they don't want to be seen as mentally
Most
deficient?
most people in America.
Yeah, we don't want to be judged.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, if I went in and sought mental help, do you think anybody's going to be talking about Sam Smith with Off Grid Armory? Dude, my name would get smeared through the mud
Yeah, and it's
for asking for help.
horrible to think that you having the courage to ask for help
Right?
would have consequences that would be felt through your entire family,
Right.
through your
I
business.
mean, it takes bravery to ask for help.
Right.
And if I ever need it, I will ask, and I don't give a crap about what people say or what is going to happen to the company.
Yeah, and I do think that there are different levels of fortitude that people are at to ask for help. Like you, things would have to be inexplicably,
Bad.
yeah,
They'd have to be real bad.
where
Yeah. My
you
pain
understand,
tolerance is exceedingly high.
yeah. But for things to get so bad where you understand the consequences of you asking for help and you're willing to do that,
Yeah,
I pray it never gets to that point.
it won't.
And I'm stubborn.
Yep.
I
You're one of those dudes who'll never ask for help,
I
no matter what.
I don't think I can.
I understand that too, man.
Um,
I think about this.
I think that if I ask for help like that, I'll be viewed as weak,
Bingo.
and I just
Everybody will look at you differently.
even because it takes courage to ask for help,
Mhm.
and it takes strength to even recognize that you need the help,
Yep.
and to ask for the help before it's too late, you're weak.
Yep.
You shouldn't have a firearm.
So I used to think that about believers, people who believed in Jesus. I used to think the same thing. I remember walking through the wardroom on the boat on a Sunday. There was like 6, 8 guys. If I've told this before, tell me, yeah, you've said this before. 6, 8 guys sitting in the wardroom doing Bible study. And I walked through the wardroom and I was like, you guys are weak.
Did you say it?
I said that out loud as I walked through the room. I used to think that yielding to Jesus was weakness. Asking for hope was weakness. Admitting that you can't do it yourself is weakness. I used to think all of this. As a 20-year-old man, I used to think all of this. Bending the knee to a creator is weakness. Do it yourself. I used to think that.
I don't I was I was there not too long ago.
Yeah.
I spent the majority of my life
And
thinking
that's what the enemy tells you. All of that. The enemy tells you all of that. But the truth is, realizing that you're not God is power. And yielding to actual God is power. It's like plugging into a power station saying, I'm not God. I can't do this on my own. On my own.
it's a
That's where the power comes from.
with Kate managing Starbucks, you know, and all the problems that come with everyone bringing you the issues and you having to deal with the problems. Recently, I've begun to think of it like a relationship with Christ. Something's wrong, something's not right, or I have to, well, take it to the manager, give it to God.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, I don't have to worry
I
about
can get
this.
behind that.
Yeah, give it to
Yeah.
Christ.
Yep.
I can what I've always struggled with more than anything with the church is
Oh, I got this vision of Jesus wearing a Starbucks apron right now. And somebody's walking up to him saying, Jesus?
and a
No,
headset.
Jesus, man. It's Jesus.
Welcome to Starbucks. This is Jesus. How can I help you?
Oh, that's
That
awesome.
needs to be a cup
It should
at
be.
Starbucks. Double shot of blessing. Here you go. No, I've always struggled with going to church and just looking at a bunch of people that and I don't know. Before I say this, I know a lot of people that I go to church with listen to our podcast, and I love them. They are amazing people.
Yep.
But when I go to church, I instinctively start looking for hypocrites, and I think I'm afraid to look in the mirror.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
I always feel like there's this wall that goes up
Yep.
because you go to this place that's a focal point on Sunday mornings of everyone with their shirts tucked in and a smile on their face and trying to be someone they're not.
Dude, we're all trying to be somebody we're not.
Yeah. But I think
Everybody on this planet is trying to be somebody that we're not. That is part of human nature. We try, it's Sun Tzu, Art of War. Appear stronger than you are. I'm serious. That is in our DNA.
yeah,
We put
especially
up
as
we
men.
put up this front, man, that oh, my life is perfect. My shirt's tucked in. My shirt is white. There's not a wrinkle in it, but my marriage is crumbling at home.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, a big part of that is it's no one's business but your own.
Right, and we treat everybody like they're the enemy.
Yeah.
You know, I can't let you know too much about me because you might be a threat.
Yeah. I'm glad that there are people out there that think that because
Yeah.
truth be told, I don't want to know that much about them. So it's a win-win. You know?
Right.
I got enough stuff to handle.
And we profile people everywhere we go. You may say that you don't, but you do.
I do.
Everywhere you go, you're like, could be in my tribe, could be in my tribe. Definitely not in my tribe. Definitely not a chance.
I wonder what kind of gun he's carrying.
Exactly. I like this guy. It looks like a 1911.
Yeah. I said something at at a big I think it was the state function when I was, in the highway patrol, and they had this woman up there talking about profiling and
Yeah.
how you just can't do it, and I said, "Hold on a minute, profiling saves lives.
Amen, it does.
Profiling makes sure that officers go home
Mental
at night."
profiling. I'm not profiling you to your face on
Mm,
social media.
right,
I'm mentally doing calculations.
right. You drive that kinda car, you dress that kinda way, I'm going to assume by profiling that this is
Yes.
how you're going to act when I pull you over.
And it is 98.3% effective.
I think 98.4. I don't know. I just I had to be difficult, but yeah, it's insane
Mhm.
to meet a woman covered in tattoos and she be nice. It's just it's rare, but I'm even still certain that that woman at one point in time in her life was hateful,
Mhm.
and that's where the tattoos came from.
Mhm.
It's I don't know, and but that's what I worry about when I go to church is I profile and I profile wrong.
Well, you're coming from law enforcement background too, so your profiling is like 10x mine.
Yeah, I
10x.
just and I feel bad because like being
There's gotta be smoke coming out of your ears, man. You're like, "Too many calculations, too many calculations."
sparking. No, I watch the exits. I watch where people's hands are at.
Oh, yeah, your brain is way too overactive.
I don't like public places.
Yeah,
I get anxiety at theme
you
parks,
need to be praying about this.
but I think that I have my place in society.
You need to be on anti-anxiety meds for at least a week.
I may have been at one point in time,
Yeah.
and I think that I'm happier without them.
Yeah, you're definitely happier
Yeah,
without them. I'm just saying, like, you gotta be able to switch off the mechanisms that are causing you to be hyper alert.
I can.
And it's like every avenue is popping off. It's the exits, the people, the who who just drove by the window. What is that? Do I know that vehicle? Who is it? Are
I
they what are they carrying?
I think that it's at a more mellow level now, because when you're the officer and
Mhm.
when you're supposed to carry your little off-duty badge and when there's people screaming, you're still expected to run towards the danger.
Yep.
Now, when I'm at church with my family and I'm watching the exits and something were to happen, I'm getting my family and going towards the exit.
Yeah.
So it's situational preparedness.
Mhm.
But yeah, I still know where the other children are at in the congregation, and I know um, the role playing and the situational awareness again of where things are at and where's a weapon of opportunity, and if this were to happen, how could you react? When knowing 9 times out of 10 you chase somebody with a gun, you're gonna just fall first, unless, you come walking out of the bathroom behind them and you can surprise them with a
Yep.
pressure point strike or something. Anyway, it's hard to turn it off after all the years of training and all the especially in my situation where though I'm starting to slim down, I was once 300 pounds and on dialysis, and you feel hopeless and you feel like you've wasted away, and you're trying so hard to justify all that you've been through and all that you once were. Maybe that's therapy.
Yeah.
Just remember that you're 300 pounds and on dialysis and you
So,
shouldn't chase
so
people.
this week, Off Grid actually got asked to go to a local church to help them do their church security planning slash church security training.
I think every church needs to have that.
Yeah. The first thing I said to him when I sat down at the table and I said, first of all, I just want to say how much I respect you for having this conversation
Yeah.
in a church and for being aware of what the world is doing around you. Like you're paying attention to what's going on
Yep.
and you guys are on the front end of it.
And
And
it's
I
a
just want to say that I respect that you guys are having these conversations now.
yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It gives me hope to know that there are churches out there planning
Yep.
in such a way.
Yep, and they just wanted to talk it through. They wanted to sit down, talk it through. What does this look like? What do we need to do?
Yeah.
What should we plan for? What should we watch?
What options do I have?
What's legal? What's not legal? Like
Mhm.
we just talked it out, and it was awesome.
There are plenty levels of less lethal options before you ever gotta
Oh, I don't teach that.
you don't.
No,
No kidding.
nope. I
Wow.
mean, you make yourself a hard target by, making sure you have people watching the doors, making sure those doors are locked, making
Yeah.
sure that it's hard to get in. But if someone's coming in with ill intent, you use
Oh,
deadly
absolutely.
force.
If you
Yeah.
can articulate.
I mean, use deadly force as an absolute last resort, but we
Yep.
don't use less lethal.
Yeah.
We don't have
I
tasers
guess
or
I guess
pepper
you make
ball
a good point.
launchers.
If
Yep.
you've let things get to that point,
Yeah.
then you should have acted sooner.
When it's go time, it's go time.
And if you've got someone breaching a locked door, that alone can be articulated as the intent to harm those on the other side of it.
Right.
And yeah, you see them with something in their hands that could be used to harm others. Again, that articulates you to escalate. The use of force continuum allows those that wish to stop the incident to raise it one step above the, and I know that was the case for officers, but I argue that's the case for anybody hoping to stay alive at the end of a situation.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that's great. And it is amazing how much time buys somebody by simply locking the doors. You know,
Yep.
and I think these are great conversations, and a lot of good's going to come from it. I Pastor Dave Wall. It's a conversation I've wanted to have with him.
Yeah. Bring it up. You never know. He may already have a lot of stuff in play already.
Yeah, the church that I go to when I go, I'm not.
And I told this church, I said, I'm proud of you guys for having this conversation because as believers, we usually put our heads in the sand and say, you know what? The Lord is going to protect us. So we don't even need to be prepared for this.
Yeah, that's
I agree with that. But where do we reside
well.
on planet Earth? So we have a foot in two worlds. We have a foot in the spiritual realm, yes, and we have a foot in the physical realm, which is this earth. So we're supposed to be watchmen, we're supposed to be prepared, and we're supposed to be ready. So yes, God is going to protect us, and He protects us from a lot. We have hedges of protection around us. There are so many attacks that never even come to us because God keeps them away from us. But at the same time, I think that we should have a plan for everything.
Yeah, I know,
Training doesn't hurt.
but sometimes you may be the protection God promised,
Yeah, it's true.
and I truly feel that that is why I've had the career and the life that I've had.
Hmm.
I don't I don't I don't get scared. I don't panic. Like, Kate will even tell you every time there's been a child choking, I'm cool as a cucumber and fix the issue.
Hmm.
Or, in vehicle pursuits on the radio, it's like, yeah, I just I don't I'm not excited. I'm finally doing what all the training, all the obnoxious videos, and all the time in the classroom, is vindicated. But when I go to church, I think that's why I have that mindset, because I all the experience and all the training and all um, the jobs that I've had are so God can use me in that way. Um, and I need I have a hard time going to church. And I still don't know why. I think it's because of some childhood trauma and some things that I lived with growing up. But you and I had a conversation a while ago about how, you're the father of your household and you're the father and the leader of your home.
Hmm.
You need to be going to church. Your children need to see you going to church.
Yes.
That you're a physical leader, you're an example, you're a role model, but you need to be the spiritual leader of your family. I think
Yeah.
the men's Bible study we
You're the
talked about.
trailbreaker, man. You're the one laying the trees down and patting the grass down so the little feet behind you can find the path.
Yeah. And I don't I need to get over whatever it is.
And then if there's danger up ahead, you're the one taking the arrows in the chest,
Yeah.
not your kids,
So
not your wife,
so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's keeping me from being comfortable in church.
the enemy.
But truly,
You are the target with the biggest bullseye on you.
I
Of all the people in your home, tactically, who does it make sense to take down the most?
have you met my wife?
Dude, I'm telling you,
I know.
it will unravel everything if the enemy can take just you down.
Yeah. 'Cause, like, I'm a God-fearing man. Like, I enjoy reading the Bible. Like, I before I read at night on my Kindle,
Mhm.
I read a portion of my Bible. Like,
Yep.
I am very personal and private about my life with Christ, and that may be the wrong way of handling it. And I think I feel that way because of the accountability. I
Yep.
don't want more people pointing fingers at me. I know I'm flawed. I know I'm not perfect.
Who's gonna point fingers at you?
The hypocrites.
Nobody's gonna point fingers at you.
I know you won't, but
Dude, nobody in your church is gonna point fingers at you.
I'm afraid they will.
If you have mature people in your church, which I know that you do, there is not a single person in there that's gonna say, "Ha ha." Not one.
Mm. Yeah, I've had this conversation with myself for a long
That
time.
is not a thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
I
so I've been going to Grace for 17 years, and I have never had one person point a finger at me and be like, "You're a terrible Christian," or "You're not walking the walk," or, you know, I mean, no, that's not something you should worry about. Now, if you are screwing up, it is an amazing privilege to have somebody from your church to come to you and be like, "Yo, you need to knock off what you're doing."
yeah,
Like brotherly conviction, like, "Hey, you need to quit that."
but how do you know they're not gossiping about, you know, I don't I don't want the world knowing my flaws because I trusted the wrong person.
I don't worry about people gossiping about me.
Yeah.
I don't know. You worry about people gossiping about you?
In the church,
What kind of gossip would they be able to get their hands on?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just sitting here kind of on a what if basis.
What if? Okay, I get
Like
it.
I live a pretty simple, boring
You
life.
know what they
You
say? Any advertising is good advertising,
but for us, is it?
good or bad.
I saw him in his backyard.
Any advertising is good advertising, bro. It could be bad advertising. It could be great advertising. They're talking about you. It's a win.
Mm, yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that's a bad example.
Yeah. I don't know where it all comes from or why I still feel the way that I do when I have the wife and the children that I have.
Yeah.
Like, Kate shows me grace daily,
Yeah, you have a pretty amazing family.
and I need to be better for them,
Yeah.
if not only for them.
Yep.
Go to church and only care about what they think, and I'm working to get there, but I haven't been to my church in a while,
Go
and
back.
and I tell myself on Saturday night, "Yeah, let's go to
You
church,"
know what's
and
funny?
then
I don't even care what my wife and kids think about me. I only care about what God thinks about me.
maybe it's because you're
I'm the biggest nerd on the planet. I live to embarrass my children. I don't try to
Oh,
fit
yeah.
in. I'm not trying to be cool. I only care about what God says about me. He's my only critic. My wife all the time is like, "You are the biggest nerd I've ever met in my life." And I'm like, "You're welcome.
Mhm.
Just doing my duty."
I get called a dork and a dummy. I call my wife sport.
I'm not trying to impress anybody.
Yeah, it's a good life to live when you're not working to impress.
That's freedom.
Yeah.
Like I'm not here to please. I'm not a people pleaser. I'm not trying to look cool. I'm just living my life, trying to be a nerd.
Yeah. I don't how many maybe to get it maybe why part of why I feel the way that I do about the mindset of the congregation and the oil and water
Mhm.
relationship I have with them apparently, but how many people in the church do you think are Democrat or liberal or hate guns and think that guns
You know what?
are
That's a great question. I don't care.
mm,
I don't. I don't care if anybody in there is a Democrat or Republican, hate guns, love guns. I can tell you that everybody that's in that church is pro-life.
yeah. Our previous pastor wouldn't say that.
Dude, if you're not pro-life, how are you a believer in Christ?
There are a lot of great people that went to that church that don't go to that church anymore because of things like that from this and the previous pastor, he's deceased, and I I befriended him for reasons, he was there for me when I was at my worst, but he wouldn't stand before the congregation and say that abortion was bad.
Maybe he had a reason for not
I'm sure he did.
publicly voicing that. But pastor is a human being too. He's not a god-like figure. He's a man.
Yeah,
Like you and I live and breathe. We're men.
and I would
And some
be
men are afraid to say things that could potentially scare people out of the building.
but instead you pushed others, I mean, I think that when a pastor finds themselves in such a situation, they should what does the Bible say about this?
Yeah.
The Bible straight up says what it says about
So, Pastor Chris, him and I, we talk a lot about this, and he goes through a lot that I don't see or realize. I mean, people get into almost fist fight arguments about the color of the walls in the sanctuary. Remember, the church is full of human beings. They are people.
yeah.
Like I mean, people get into fights about over what music is going to be played during the church service, the color of the paint on the walls, what kind of carpet is in the sanctuary. People fight over this stuff. So the fact that we're not bringing up, abortion is evil, I get it. The pastor is dealing with a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you never hear about or see.
But I think that things like the value of life and where
That's a foundational thing.
exactly,
Yep.
and you shouldn't waste time speaking to your congregation on such obvious topics.
Yep.
But he refused to voice his stance,
I can respect that
and
because I know the amount of heat that a pastor takes.
but should a pastor have
It's not a requirement to be a pastor to stand up on the stage and say that.
hmm, I don't know, I think a pastor should have
I've never heard my pastor in 17 years say that because we already know this to be true. We value life.
but if you have a pastor that's not willing to say it,
My pastor's never said it.
and you don't think that's a problem?
No, it's never come up in conversation. I mean, we're preaching through scripture, preaching the word of God.
But I think the problem with this previous pastor at my church was that it came up in conversation and he wouldn't say it.
It came up in conversation
I that
during a sermon. How did it come up in conversation? Did it come up in conversation between 2 or 3 people? Or was somebody yelling questions at him while he was on the podium?
there's this gentleman that I highly respect as a Marine Corps veteran, who left the church because of this, and I think it was a question or a conversation he had with this pastor, and I brought it up to him.
So that is a level of judgment that is terrifying to me. It's easy for you and I to judge each other,
Sure.
especially if you're in a pastoral position. This is one thing that I would be afraid of if I become a pastor or when I become a pastor is these kind of conversations and people are very opinionated and if you don't say exactly what I want you to say, I'm leaving the church and I'm taking all my friends with me.
Yeah. Yeah, those kinds of people I think already had one foot out the
That's the
door.
enemy at work saying, I'm going to destroy this body of believers and I know how to do it. You're going to leave one word out of what I want to hear you say, and you're going to leave and you're going to take all your friends with you.
Hmm.
That's the enemy at play.
And I think that's a big part of why the church or some churches are on life support.
Yeah.
The first few times I went to
I'm going to tell you something real scary, real quick. The enemy knows you. He's very familiar with you. He knows your schedule. He's paying attention to you. He's watching you like a hawk. He's not just roaming around willy nilly looking for someone to devour. He's literally watching you and paying attention to your every single move.
Yeah.
And he knows how to get in, and all he needs is a little crack.
So what you're saying is
Be on guard, stand firm in your faith, be on the lookout, pay attention, and be a leader in your family.
and care about the right things.
And don't get overly excited about the little tiny details because we all know we are pro-life.
Mhm.
And a pastor does not need to stand in the pulpit and say we're pro-life. I mean, we're talking about a man who gave his life when he did nothing wrong to save you, who's done a lot wrong,
And will continue to do wrong. Yeah.
and to save me, who's done more wrong than you have, times 10.
Well, mm,
That could be up for debate.
yeah.
Get out the scales.
Yeah, well,
Let's
yeah.
weigh it.
I think that I've just been busy caring about things I shouldn't care about.
Yes. I
I don't go
totally,
I don't
totally agree. Stop focusing on the things that don't matter and start focusing on the things that do.
yeah.
That is my advice. Don't worry about what people think, what they might say.
And it's crazy that
That
this
the enemy just gets in your mind and he starts whispering things. They're like, dude, they're going to talk about you behind your back, man.
yeah.
You suck. You
There
shouldn't be here. You're not qualified. You're not qualified for this.
are you living in my mind right
You don't
now?
have a degree. You can't speak.
Yeah.
Hush up over there, son.
A degree in what?
Divinity.
I don't have a degree in divinity.
See? You're not even allowed to sit in that pew. Get.
Oh, yeah. It's strange that going to church and being an active part of a church body seems to be the last piece, in my mind anyway, of where I want to be as a
Well,
man,
there you go.
as a father, and as a husband.
There you go. Progress made.
Yeah, and it sucks because I know that my kids and my wife deserve that.
Yeah, they do.
So,
Yep. You know what? The funny thing is in my house, the scripts are flipped. My wife is always like, come on, babe, let's just sleep in today. I'm like, get up, let's go.
yeah.
We have to be there. She's like, why is this so important? We're setting an example for our children. This is something we do. This is what the Smiths do. We go to church.
Yeah.
We are church people.
Yeah.
I planted this flag and it will not be, we are not going to let the enemy take ground.
It will not be moved.
Nope. This flag is here. This is what we do. This is our routine. This is how it is.
Yeah. Yeah,
Dude.
I got a lot to think about, but it's these are some of my favorite conversations to have with you just cuz I have a lot to learn.
Dude, so do I,
But
man.
you've been
You
doing
will
this
never
since
hear me say, Mike, I know it all. Ask me.
you know more than me, especially on the topic
Man, no.
of faith cuz you know, you to avoid it and run from it and live a life without it is not experience in faith.
Mm-mm.
It's experience in lacking, and if you've lived an okay life, then it's a life with little reason to want to change. And I don't want there to be a catastrophic event that makes me want to change or wish I would have changed sooner.
Yeah.
So it is a conversation I've been having with myself for a long time now. Even I think around the time I started dialysis, you know, the best part of my life. Um, it's amazing the amount of joy I had on dialysis. Like, I saw grace everywhere
Yeah.
and forgiveness and love and a church body of a church that I rarely attended step up and help my family and
Well,
kids.
well, your eyes are open when it sucks.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when things are amazing, your eyes, you close your eyes and you're like, this is awesome. I'm
Mhm.
awesome. Things are great.
I'm awesome.
But when it sucks, your eyes are open and you see all this.
Yeah.
Like all the blessings you'll experience in life are when things are not good.
Yeah, it's so odd that when I would hook up to a dialysis machine and let that sugar water, you know, I gained a ton of weight. I had to let go of the vanity of the Marine Corps and the dress blues and the fitness and the health and what I thought my wife deserved and
Now you're a patient.
yeah. Now I had to rely on
Other
everyone
people.
else.
Yep.
So now,
It's humbling being impatient. It's like, no, 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 no. I'm the guy who helps people.
yeah, and
No,
I
you're
hated
the
it.
patient.
Yeah. It took me a while to get used to being helped.
Yep.
And then now I want to return the favor but don't know how. But then again on my fault I don't ask. So I'm feeling better, I'm doing better, and I the last 2 years since my transplant have been the very best of my life in every way,
Mhm.
and I think I'm just getting started. And again, I think the one thing that's missing from my life is being a part of a church. I
So the biggest piece is the only piece missing.
just imagine how happy I could be, huh?
Bro,
It's a battle, and I
it doesn't have to be.
yeah,
It doesn't have to be a battle. All you gotta do is make up your mind and say,
yeah,
"Okay, you know what? We're going.
yeah.
This is our new routine.
I keep telling
This is
myself
what we're gonna do."
that yeah,
Something always comes up.
going to church isn't required.
It isn't,
Like, I am a God-fearing
but
man.
you do
I
miss
do
out
believe in
on
God.
massive amount of blessing.
And potlucks.
Well, we have a potluck like once every 3 months. It's
Really?
not even that common.
Oh, ours is like every other week.
Okay, your church is awesome. I'm jealous. But yeah, I mean, it's not a
No,
requirement to be a believer to go to church, but I'll tell you what, you do suffer as a believer if you do not attend church.
yeah, going it alone isn't easy.
Well, you're being encouraged by the body. You're being encouraged by those around you. You are plugging in and walking with people who are going through a lot of the similar things that you're going through. It's like-minded people. It's scripture coming from the pulpit. It's praise and worship with the body believers. Like there's so much to it, man.
Okay. Yeah.
It isn't just going it, setting your foot into a building and be like, okay, check the box, did it.
So, it's well after an hour now, but I
Yeah, we got to bounce.
the one thing I know I've asked before, but because now I have to do it, I really gotta pay attention to the instructions, but I need to register a short-barreled rifle.
Oh, yeah, it's easy.
So, one of these days, soon, maybe the next time we do our podcast, I'll show
Step
up
by step
early.
process.
I come in here,
Yep.
and I come up here with, uh, one of your
Yep.
employees.
Is this Mike Boyd property?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. That's easy.
Okay. Because
Because
I
if it was FFL property, you can't.
yeah,
You got to have a special license for that.
I've been reading a lot about how I got some work cut out for me because
Yeah.
there have been firearms that I've purchased online or I've
Yep.
gotten at Shields or even from here,
Hmm.
where I think I had them transferred to Northern Minnesota Gunsmithing.
Yep.
They're not my property.
Yep.
I want to make them my
All
property.
you do is you go in
40,
your.
yeah.
You don't even fill out a 44. Well,
I thought I had to do a 4473
you
to make
don't.
that serial number mine.
Nope. You just in your A&D logbook, you say transferred to Mike Boyd.
That's it?
That's it.
So I'm good. That's exactly what I did.
You don't fill out 4473s.
Oh, I thought I had to fill out a 4473.
Transfer to personal property is what it says.
Huh.
No, you don't fill out
Okay.
a 4473. You can take every item in your inventory and write transfer to personal property and turn in your books and you're done. And that's all your property. I can do that here. Did you know that?
I
I
do
could do
now.
that here. I could literally transfer everything to personal property and just close the doors.
I'm gonna start writing a book called Bonnie and Clyde and Sam. Where did all these guns come from? Let
What
me
could we
tell you.
do? Yeah.
You could start World War III,
We could outfit a small nation.
and you could put up a pretty good fight.
Pretty darn good one at that.
You've got uniforms,
Yeah,
you
we
got
get the
cups, you got coffee pot,
yeah, belt-fed machine guns.
bubble gum,
Yeah, bubble gum. Yeah,
helmets.
some
Yeah.
we got some gender reveal tannerite.
Ooh,
Spice things up with that.
confuse them.
Confuse 'em.
Ceasefire, someone's pregnant.
It's a girl.
It's a trap. We don't hit women.
All right.
Stop.
All right. We got to shut this
Yeah.
down.
All right. All right. Go ahead.
All right. Appreciate you guys watching and listening. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this podcast with all of your friends. Let's go.
Thank you all for listening in.
Yes. Till next time.
All right.
Adios.